Hi everyone, good afternoon. Melody here, your office manager at the Sweet Home Chamber of Commerce. Out and about on the town, and today I'm gonna go in and visit with the New Era. Let's go see what they're up to today. Hang on. Can you believe this is normal now? Hello. Beautiful office. Hi guys. Thank you. All right. We are sitting 6 feet apart.
And I'm for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time
You guys
together.
know each other a little bit, right?
Yeah, we know each other pretty well.
So I'm here with
Scott and Miriam Swanson.
Yeah.
With the New Era Media Company.
Co-publishers of the enterprise.
Yeah. Awesome. How long has the New Era been here?
Since 1929, September actually of 1929. So we're entering our, 81st year.
Wow.
Yeah, I was thinking we actually have a sample of the first one that actually was ever published.
Oh, how cool.
So, yeah, one of the stories in here says strawberries are a money crop in Sweet Home. So this is one of the first, the very first publication of the New Era. So it came out in September 27th, 1929. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And actually I said 81st, but it's actually the 92nd year, sorry.
Oh, okay.
We're good at math.
Yeah.
I'm not that quick, I was.
I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
So when did you take over?
We took over the paper in 2005. We moved here from California. He actually was working in media down there, and his parents live up in Oregon, so we moved up to be closer to them and found Sweet Home to be a beautiful place to live.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I started my journalism career in Grants Pass, so Oregon wasn't. I also went to the University of Oregon for some journalism training, so it wasn't a completely foreign place to be. But we hadn't been here for a while. So we wanted to try to get out of LA and
Live
That
someplace
sounds
where
familiar.
This turned out to be a good place to be.
Yeah.
where
for
there's
sure.
mountains and rivers and lakes and
Yes.
good things like that.
And
So.
a
Yeah.
real sense of community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you go to the movie theater and you know 3/4 of the people inside. And you
Yes.
feel like you're watching movies with your neighbors, so that's always a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun. Do you guys have a mission statement? Like, what is the mission or the goal of the New Era?
Well, we serve the community obviously through news, but also we provide a variety of publications, which we'll talk about in a moment, and we just provide a lot of services that really aren't offered in other ways here. So
Yeah, so if you're familiar with some of the things that we do, I mean, a lot of it is just trying to keep the community kind of connected and to welcome visitors to our areas. So we put out not only the New Era, obviously that's probably what most people are familiar with is the New Era that we publish every Wednesday, but we also do things like a visitor's map for Sweet Home. We do the Lynn County Parks and Visitors Guide, which talks about the different campgrounds. We have information in there on hiking, and then we also do the Sweet Home Visitor Guide, which talks about a lot of different things that you can do in Sweet Home, including trails that you can visit, campgrounds you can visit, as well as all the information's in here about the chamber members. So the chamber membership's in here, so they're listed by name and address.
Yay.
And we do thank everybody who advertises in this program because that helps us put that publication together. So it's another one of our products. So
Wow.
I kind of like to think that we just kind of help tie Sweet Home together, some of those loose ends that people can get lost in. So
You do the Lebanon
we
local
actually
as
do
well.
also, yes, we do a monthly newspaper in Lebanon as well, which is very much like the New Era.
Wow. So you guys are really busy then. How do you keep up with all the publications?
we have a good staff.
We run hard on the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
We have a Good staff. Yeah, it specific deadlines, and we work really well together as a team in our office. We have 8 employees, not including me. I guess I would be number 9. But we have systems in place that kind of keep things flowing through. There's typically days that things don't go the way they should. There's a fire alarm that gets sent off, and everybody's running out of the office to cover fire or breaking news. So that changes our days. But in the end, the deadline's always the deadline, and you have to have it done. So
It's never boring.
I can imagine. So I'm curious, staying on top of the news, how do you get leads? You have to know what's going on almost before it happens, right?
Yes, and it's funny, but since COVID, it's gotten more difficult because people are not out and about as they used to be, and so that's a funny thing. But I've noticed that we've gotten a lot less sort of, I'll say, interaction with the public. People still come into the office almost as much as they ever did, but I'm not getting emails. That used to be a good way, or a way that I got a lot of information, was just people emailing me. Now they're Facebooking, and if I'm not seeing their Facebook page, I don't know what's going on. So I really encourage people to continue to either email or call me when something's happening. That's all it takes.
Well, what's your email address while we're
Scott,
on the topic?
a good way to get hold of me is Scott, SCOTT, at sweethomenews.com.
Okay.
One long word. Sweet Home News.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes.
What kind of tips do you guys look for?
Just even something like a car wash, to benefit someone is something we'll cover, or at least, post in the paper. But of course, if there's something going on that's, interesting, someone doing an interesting thing. I was gonna say an interesting person doing an interesting thing, but an interesting person. News is just something that's unusual, and that's usually timely, and is interesting to people, and so it can be anything from a giant sunflower.
That's a story you guys are working on
way
now.
Larger. No, actually, it ran in the last paper, but
Okay.
there's
like a
fire
record
at
size?
Green Peter.
Yeah.
There's we had some wrestlers who went to a tournament out of state.
Okay.
It's the only tournament they could find.
There's
so,
the big sunflower story. So.
Oh my goodness.
So those are just kind of things that help knit our community together and get you to know your community members better. So.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I've really learned about community journalism is just that, especially in today's world, the newspaper is really kind of a glue for the community, and not only does it tell you what's going on, maybe down at City Hall or in the school district, but which is important right now because everybody's wondering, because it's changing every day. But it just also just sort of gives you common ground with other people. I like to read the stories as much as anybody else does, and the ones that my reporters write. And I read them with just as much interest as you do.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting to find out what's going on.
So you have a digital publication as well, right? It's not just printed.
We do, yes. You can get both the New Era and our Lebanon paper as well online, and we are seeing an increasing number of people who are doing it that way. And we've got some new staff that have come in the last few months, and we have some ideas for some new things that we might be doing that are more digitally oriented. That might be things that you could take advantage of when you're driving to work in the morning or that kind of thing. So,
cool.
So I'm not gonna. It'd be a little premature for me to just start plotting them all out right now.
Sure.
But we're definitely talking about it, and I think it's going to happen. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can find us at sweethomenews.com for the Sweet Home paper, and then also because of the new staff that we have, and they're definitely more engaged with social media now through our Facebook page, The New Era. We're posting our stories on there that at least creates a link that takes you to sweethomenews.com, so you can kind of keep abreast of the stories that are happening that way. It is a subscriber-based website. It costs money to host our website. We have to pay our reporters, our photographers, and so there is a nominal fee to have access to that website for a full year. So if you subscribe to the paper issue, you get the online version for free. So that's kind of a benefit. You get both the physical paper and then you can read any stories that you want online. But we do our breaking news free access. So
Okay.
Yeah.
if something big is happening in our community that we really think they need to know about,
We often do it that way, yeah.
we will open that up for free. So
And if we're reporting something like, say, the police issue a report, we might augment it, but we'll also usually put that up with no paywall, so,
Okay.
yeah. Just because it's good for the community to know something.
But I will say that a big part of our newspaper and all of these publications that we are able to produce are really a big part and a big thank you due to our advertisers, our community members here, our businesses here that choose to advertise with us. There's a lot of competition for advertising dollars right now with social media and various other avenues. And we have a lot of very faithful business advertisers that help us put that newspaper out every week, as well as some of these other publications. So I can't say enough about how many of these local businesses have stepped up to the plate to help us do what we do. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they've maintained the paper because, frankly, without advertisers and subscribers, you wouldn't have a paper.
Yeah. And
And,
how many communities, how many people do those ads reach? Because you.
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I was gonna say, this
So I
actually
mean,
hurt
this
her.
is the subscriber issue, and I don't have a copy of it, but our New Era Extra goes out to nearly every household. So
Wow.
in total is roughly about 7,800
Mhm.
between the rack sales that the newspaper reaches our subscribers, and then also the New Era Extra, which is just basically the different advertisements that our businesses have taken out. We like them to be able to reach every household. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great exposure because not everybody uses Facebook.
Right.
A lot more lately, probably, but
Yeah, you've got a whole generation
Yeah.
of people with money to spend
Mhm.
that don't necessarily use Facebook.
right.
So it's kind of nice. We're working something out now with our staff too, to take advertisements specifically and give them a creative twist and throw them onto our Facebook page. So we're working on some processes like that so we can kind of do some cross advertising that we can link to someone else's Facebook page. We have thousands of likes or subscribers to our Facebook. What does that call us? Not a subscriber, but
Yeah,
Friends.
likes, followers.
followers. So that are on our Facebook page. So Kyla will be talking about that with our local advertisers and how that can benefit them, and just kind of like to add that into the service that we already offer
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
people. So
They also have really cute Sweet Home mugs, by the way. I drink my coffee out of it
Yeah.
every morning at the office. So if you want some Sweet Home swag, you can come here and get it as well.
yeah, we're going to be creating a new one for Christmas. So it
Ooh.
won't be a Christmas mug. It'll be a new Sweet Home mug. We've had the same Sweet Home mug for probably
Several
about
years, yeah.
5 or 6 years. So we've done a new design and hoping to have those ready and available at Christmas.
Oh,
So,
yay. I'm excited for
yeah, as well as some decals we still have on hand, I think. So.
that. Okay, so what is this giant book?
Oh.
Let's see.
Well, this is just an old back issue of the New Era from 1949.
I think it's backwards here.
There's
Yeah, you want to be able to read it. But the one thing that a newspaper is a newspaper of record. There's history here.
Yeah.
We have books dated back to 1945.
yeah.
Wow.
And, so there are also all these large books are kept at the Genealogical Society as well. So if you're interested in doing some research and history on Sweet Home, anywhere back to 1945 on upward, we have books for every newspaper that we've published. That's not something you get
Or it's for
digitally.
these people, anniversary, and that was a long time ago. So
Wow.
they may still have family in that area for all we know.
And old advertisements.
Yeah, they're fun
Very
to look
neat.
at. Yeah, they're.
Very cool.
So if anybody's interested in doing any historical research on Sweet Home, this is a good place to come, or the Genealogical Society. Like I said, they have all those books too, but yeah, there was no digital back then.
No, there was not.
anything what past 90 probably backward.
Actually, I'd say later than that,
Yeah.
especially the new era is early 2000s. So
Yeah, so the history's all here bound in paper form.
Neat. Yeah, stop by and check it out.
yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the community before we sign off?
Well, we could talk, extensively about what we do, but I think that'd probably be good first.
Okay. I do have one question though.
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting. Like, what are some challenges that you guys have faced with COVID? I know you mentioned less leads, but how are you guys working on that?
Yeah, that was an unexpected one, I think, really for me.
Well, I can say from, he kind of works more on the editorial end, I'm more on management, and I work a little bit more with the advertising sphere, but with all the events that have been canceled this year, usually we do a program for the Jamboree. It is now called Summer Music and Sweet Home, but that didn't come out. We do lots of promotional materials for the library. They were unable to do any programs this year with summer reading, so that has really kind of hurt us in the long run, because advertising is down because there are no events. And I know that that's happened to a lot of other business owners, just as far as traffic coming in, tourism coming in, restaurants, hotels, those kinds of businesses have been affected. But that's the way it's affected us, because a good portion of our income does come from events. When we have, the great thing is we had some good car shows, some, that Cruise the Gut.
So much fun.
Yeah. And
thanks, Sweet Home, for making that awesome.
that was an awesome event.
Yes.
And you know what? We had a lot of local businesses step up to the plate and help us advertise that.
Yes.
And so we had a great advertising section for that. And I look forward in 2021 to resuming back to a lot of normalcy.
Yes.
And just continuing to report the news. Right now it's just all about schools and what they're doing. So we're hoping to have some more upcoming information on how schools are going to be looking.
Well, that's interesting because with schools out of session, there goes a lot of news that we normally cover.
Sports,
the high school May week, graduation. Well, we did cover graduation, but some of the events that we normally have, all the sporting events.
Mr. Husky.
Yeah, and sports. Sports are a key part of the paper. I personally love to read the sports sections in any newspaper I see, because I'm into that. Nothing, at least for the most part. We've got, like I said, the wrestlers that went to a tournament. That's a big deal. Normally it'd be a small little, we're talking a full page here. It's like, hey, sports.
Yeah, that is exciting too. And that's a local Sweet Home team that went. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And the weirdness of not having a normal routine, I think has really been kind of, I'd say it's been kind of difficult actually for the editorial staff,
But there's never a lack of stories.
Just like everybody, just like everybody else, we kind of need a little routine, even though there's often disruptions in our business, fire siren going off or whatever, But there have, as she said, there has been a lot of stories that we never would have thought of or seen coming, and a lot of them are just interesting human interest stories. Features about people doing things that we might not have heard of otherwise or whatever. So it's been kind of a mixed bag,
Sure.
Yeah, but it's been interesting. I don't know if I would want to repeat it. Let's put it that way.
No.
I don't know if anybody does.
But you guys are obviously doing a great job overcoming it and quick on your feet and creative.
We still want to put out a paper every week. So.
Yes.
And everything we've talked about, is part of the package that makes it happen. So that's it's important for people to, understand that because nothing, in today's newspaper world, a newspaper by itself can't stand just by itself. Really, at least not in this community. And so all those
financially,
all those other so all those programs and things really help a lot to keep the newspaper going. Which is our main goal here.
Yes.
I've always, we've always believed that, we took over the newspaper in 2005, but it was the community's newspaper before we got here, and it is the community's newspaper now, and it will be the community's newspaper hopefully when we leave, whenever that is, And so that's kind of the mentality we try to maintain. We're just kind of
facilitating things here.
We're just trying to, I'm trying to think of the right word, but keep it going, you know.
Yeah. Be a wise steward of
Yes, that's a good way to put it, yeah, thank you. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much for what you do here and for the community of Sweet
Yeah,
Home.
well, we
Make sure
appreciate,
you, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, we do appreciate the readers and the advertisers and, you know, people who, they are the ones who are keeping it going, yeah, so.
Yeah, and the little notes that we get of encouragement, people do write in and say, you know, how much they appreciate an article or a story, or they'll call, and those are always nice to hear. So we try to serve the community the best we can, and it is a busy, fast-paced business, but we hope the community likes what we do. So.
Yes.
Never boring.
I can imagine. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you follow The New Era on Facebook. They're tagged in the description of this video. Head to sweethomenews.com and subscribe. And you can stop in the office, pick up your copy. You can even stop by the Sweet Home Chamber of Commerce. We've got them for you too.
That's right.
All right.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you